Hello everyone, my name is Michelle D. Clark with Lift Life Coaching Solutions, where we are living inspired, free, and transformed. So I tell you, we had a phenomenal event today at the Leadership Experience Tour with the Sean Fair Consulting Group. I mean, he puts on a show like no other. It is like the #1 speaking platform in the world. And we have with us, fresh off the stage, Mr. Chuck Wilson. So I want to give him the opportunity to give us just a snippet. Now, he ain't gonna go through the whole speech because you have to download the One Star Plus. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to have to download that, so then that way you can catch him live in action. But I want you to give us just a little snippet.
Just a snippet.
Just give us a little taste and keep us wanting more
Just
about what you talked about on the stage today.
So I talked about choices, habits, and success, and how the 3 words can be used to help us become our best selves.
Yes.
You see, Michelle, the thing about it is that we are all where we're at today based on the choices that we make.
That's right.
And even further, the choices that we make drive our habits. And our habits will determine how successful we're going to be.
That's it.
And so that's what I talked about today. I call it C.H.S for short. And it wasn't a speech that I came up with just because I thought that these were pretty words. This was my story.
Yes.
And I've realized, or I have a greater appreciation, even through this leadership experience tour journey, of how impactful even the smallest of choices are, and the ripple effect of those choices.
Absolutely.
And the habits are things that we do that people who are close to us see.
Yes.
And depending on how influential we might be in their lives, they'll emulate those things.
That's right. Yes. They pick up on those patterns of behaviors.
Absolutely. And so that's what I talked about today. And I'm so passionate about choices and habits and how they can lead to our success.
Absolutely. So now, do you work with youth or do you work with other business owners? In what way do you help people to shape their decisions, or at least understand how impactful even the smallest minute decision could be? I like you said, that ripple effect. Because if you take even just a little small pebble, if you throw it hard enough into the water, it's a small pebble, but it can really make a ripple effect.
I think that's a very good analogy. And it's a very good question. So right now, what I do during my day job is I actually work for the local health department.
Yes.
And you can just imagine, right now, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes.
And so in our county, we're doing mass vaccinations. And I'm part of the registration stage, if you will, or I should say the registration part of as people move through the clinic.
Okay.
And people come and they sit down, and I can see it in their eyes. They're nervous. They're not sure if this is the right decision.
Yes.
And so I get the opportunity to talk to those folks and talk about their choice. Now, mind you, I just give them information. I don't tell them what they should or should not do, even right there in the clinic environment. I just talk to them about, why are you making the choice
Yes.
to get the vaccination? What does that mean for you and your family? If you get the vaccine, or if you don't get the vaccine. And I've had the opportunity to really impact people's lives based on a choice that they've technically already made.
Yes.
But they're wavering.
Yes. Yes.
And so I just provide them information.
I literally was going to say that. It's like you're giving them the information to make an educated decision.
Absolutely.
And move on it, because just like you said, it just reminded me of a quick story.
Absolutely.
So there's a riddle where there are 3 birds on a wire, and so 2 decide to fly off. How many birds are left on the wire?
Well, my sort of elementary math says they're 1.
Exactly. Our elementary math would tell us 1. However, it's still 3 birds on the wire, because just because you make a decision to do something doesn't mean you do it. So what happens is those people came to your clinic and they made a decision to get the vaccination, but they still didn't do it yet. They were still like, they were on that fence, and that's what made me think of the birds on the wire.
That's good.
And so, you know, when we are equipped with information that can help us to make that educated decision to go in the right way instead of making that bad decision that can ripple out and have negative consequences. So you're a pretty powerful guy there.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And, you know, I've heard you speak before.
Thank you.
And you have, your energy it's infectious. I feel kind of weird using that word during the pandemic, but I'm using it in its most positive sense.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And so I just want to thank you for actually inviting me into this space.
Well, absolutely. You know, Sean Fair and the Fair Consulting Group is just a phenomenal family. And so we're related now because we're part of that family.
That's right.
So you couldn't get rid of me if you wanted to, right?
All right. All
So
right.
I thank you so much for stopping by. Is there anything that you want to leave with the people, or any way that you want them to get in contact with you? Do you have a website or anything else?
Well, you can reach me right now on Facebook at Chuck Wilson, and I'm in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I'll probably say Ypsi, Michigan. That's where you can start. And, you know, I'm looking forward to being able to meet with all of you who are watching and talk with you and continue on this choice habit success journey.
Yes.
So, Michelle, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out, Chuck.